Good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You're watching on live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. A private sector consultation workshop. And on the international scenes about Ukraine, the Kherson taken by the Russian army. Those were the top stories. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed sponsored yesterday at the Kampaski Palace Hotel the launching ceremony of the systematic diagnostic study for the private sector in Djibouti in the presence of the government member, including the Minister of Economic and Finance and the Secretary of State in charge of industry and private sector, Ms. Safia Mohammed Ali, in addition to the Vice President of the International Finance Corporation for Africa, Mr. Sergi, and the President of the Chamber of Commerce of Djibouti, Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawali, and the representative of the World Bank in Djibouti, Mr. Boubacar Sidi Bari, and other guests were also present in this workshop. The study of discussions ways in which the Djiboutian private sector can contribute to the economic advancement with the support of the International Finance Corporation in the enhancing the borders access to finance for micro and small, medium and the medium-sized enterprises and affordable housing for the population, which in turn can enhance the manufacturing industries and logistic infrastructure. The International Finance Corporation is keen to contribute the effort aimed at improving the lives of citizens by strengthening the intervention of the private sector, and it is working to advance economic development and also improve people's lives by encouraging the growth of the private sector in developing the countries. The president of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawale, gave a speech in which he indicated that these studies is of tangible importance for the Republic of Djibouti after many months of collaborative and tireless work with all stakeholders, including the private sector, and under the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce, the AFC will provide a diagnostic for the private sector in Djibouti. This diagnosis, he said, is related to evaluating the private sector and highlighting its hidden potential, as it is also concerned with the various institutions and the initiative led by the government and the main partners for the development of the country. This studies identities and identifies the obstacles and other problems facing the government. In turn, the Secretary of State in charge of investment in private sector, Ms. Safia Mohammed said in her speech that this diagnostic report is an essential step to proceed identifying obstacles to the development of the private sector in the Republic of Djibouti. She said the report provides a global and comprehensive overview of the private sector. The report also gives, she said, with a clear report of the evolutions of the economic structure of our country, as the private sector assignment process was an opportunity to measure the progress made in this file, she concluded. For his part, the Minister of Economic and Finance said that the main objective of the studies is to contribute to the government effort led by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, to reduce poverty rules among the Republic of Djibouti, to promoting comprehensive growth by the activities and the rules of the private sector, creating job opportunities, developing human capital, as well as strengthening the rules of the state and supporting its capabilities based on the Djibouti's statistic and systematic, diplomatic and diagnostic. This study, said the Minister of Economic, Ilyas Moussa Dewali, drawing on past achievements, lessons learned, and the consultation with a wide range of national stakeholders in the challenge faced by the Djibouti and the opportunities available to support its potential to achieve sustainable growth and meet the aspirations of its population. And it is seen at the strategy partnership, he concluded. In his speech, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed said, touched on the efforts of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, which aim at achieving economic growth, which aim at the strengthening of these activities, the private sector, and working to adapt initiatives that create a good activities and attractive work in environment that that encourage the competition between the young investors and to create ideas and to benefit from among the advantage guarantee and these provide by the single window for promoting the creativity and initiative of the combating unemployment among young people. The Prime Minister also noted that the government is great development achievement at all levels and the economic recovery that it's a result in the needed this initiative represent in the inauguration of the single window of guarantees addressing the technical aspect of introducing reform to improve the business environment in the accordance with the vision of Djibouti for the year 2035. The governor of the Central Bank of Djibouti, Ahmed Osman, presided yesterday afternoon a signing ceremony between the International Finance Corporation of the known as IFC, the International Finance Corporation's delegation led by the Vice President, Mr. Sergio, came to Djibouti to strengthen the capacity of the central bank to regulate the transactions in the fluid manner and control them in order to fill the service the users of around the world. The AFC invests and advises in the helping the private sector create jobs, improve basic service, and also foster small business and medium size. This story shows how the AFC clients and making differences in people's life are strong and might provide sectors essential to ending extreme poverty and fostering shared prosperity. That is why the AFC came in with the more ideas of experience in unlocking private investment and creating markets, but also the opportunities that invest over $321 billion in entering markets and developing the economy. In his speech, the governor of the Central Bank of Djibouti, Ahmed Usman, said it is a great honor for me to welcome the delegation in the meeting today. He said the officials of the AFC are and the international companies, and we have signed a cooperation agreement on the preparation of the progress of the work positions between the company and the Central Bank of Djibouti. Thanks you again through this honorable delegation from the AFC Investment Company, he concluded. A bilateral meeting Djibouti and the USA. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, shared yesterday afternoon in the hall of bilateral meeting between Djibouti and the United States of America. The American delegation led by the U.S. ambassador and also this is a traditional annual meeting that exists between the two countries in the objective of the further strengthening the both existing bilateral relation of the two countries. But also the meeting was mentioned by the ambassador of Djibouti to the United States. Mr. Mohammed Siad Ali were also present, and official of the U.S. Secretary of the State for Africa. The meeting was attended by several senior Djiboutian civilian and military officials, including the General Tahir Ali Mohammed, and also the meeting was attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. And now let's listen to the statement of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mohammed Ali Yusuf. Let's listen.
I'm pleased to co-share this 60th Binational Forum with Ambassador Molifi. It is indeed our annual traditional meeting in order to assess the achievements in the framework of our partnership. It's quite clear that this partnership is solid, constructive in many ways, for the simple reason that we are consistently trying hard to find points of convergence with regard to all issues of common interest. Dear friends, our region, the whole of Africa, and the world at large are struggling with the COVID pandemic and its economic aftermaths. Peace and security are challenged in many corners of the world, provoking human suffering and devastations. We believe in Djibouti that it is possible to create platforms of dialogue and not resort systematically to violent means to resolve crises. We have been working hand in hand with so many friends and partners to fight terrorism and fight violent extremism. Djibouti is pushing hard to bring peace to Somalia and other countries in the region. I had the opportunity to raise the matter with Secretary Antony Blinken during our recent phone conversation on the 4th of February last month. We have so many social sector challenges in Djibouti, health, education, but at the same time, we are developing new programs called IC, for a 5-year plan to boost our economic growth and create jobs, reduce precarity, and find ways to reach a number of development goals we have set for ourselves. We think and that the American presence in Djibouti, Camp Lemonnier, we really advise and urge that the camp accept more service supply, water, electricity, internet, by national companies. This will certainly boost our development programs that we are trying to put in place.
The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training has launched training courses for preschool or youth education development. The opening ceremony was presided by the Director General of Education, Mr. Abdi Dirir, and was attended by the Director of the Teacher Training Center, Umar Gili Ahmed. The training is provided by two experts from Senegal who launch and introduce the special training system to young children and strengthen the teaching curriculum. This training was resolved from the previous policies of the Ministries of National Education and Vocational Training. The Djibouti ambassador to the Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Mohamed Duhur, accompanied by his main advisor, attended the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the national company of guarantee and financing of the company and the Kingdom of Morocco, and the partial guarantee fund of Djibouti credit represented by the president and vice president of its board of directors respectively, Mr. Shukri Abdullahi and Mohammed Ali. The memorandum of understanding signed today by the general director of this Morocco Kingdom, and also the meeting aimed to provide our young institution with technical assistance. Indeed, it is a question of sharing experience, knowing that the Society of National Guarantee Fund investment enterprises was created in 1949. This partnership agreement signed today with the company, and one signed in 20 October 2021 with the Turkish Guarantee Fund should therefore give our Guarantee Fund more technical firms and means fully to the bank financing for micro, small, and medium size enterprises and young enterprises. Officially launched on 27 February, the polio vaccination campaign is still ongoing throughout the country. The objective of this campaign is to vaccinate all children under 5 years to 0 and under 5 years. The age without expectation through the Department of Vast door-to-door strategy throughout the country, in Arhiba and as well as Balbala and everywhere else in the country. The team of vaccinators are on the move and the crisscrossing every corner of the country to immunize every child in order to protect them against the polio paralyzing disease. Although our country has been fight of polio for 2 decades, this periodic polio vaccination campaign make it possible to maintain these health exceptions in the face of recurring threats of the polio vaccination and neighboring countries. So to this end, the Ministry of Health is urging the population and especially parents to vaccinate their children under the age of 5 to strengthen their immunity to this disease. And now moving on to the international scenes, Ukraine officials confirmed on the night of Wednesday to Thursday 3 March that the city of Kherson was taken by the Russian military forces. Earlier that night, the international community demanded a Russian withdrawal from the Ukraine by a massive vote. The UN Russian President Vladimir Putin intend to continue his offensive against the Ukraine nationality. So without comprehensive compromise, Ukraine officials confirmed the Russian army capture of the Kherson, a major southern city. However, Vladimir Putin says he intends to continue his offensive against Ukraine. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.